The best investments on the Counter-Strike market have never been the obvious choices. The items that ended up going 50x, 100x or even more usually had one thing in common. Nobody took them seriously. Not because people didn't see them, but because they didn't believe in them. And that's interesting because most people watching this probably have a solid understanding of the Counter-Strike market. And yet, again and again, the biggest moves come from the places the market collectively ignores. In this video, I don't want to give you picks, tips or a prediction. I want to show you a different way of looking at the market, one that explains why the obvious choices so often disappoint and why the most absurd looking ones sometimes outperform everything else. At first, this way of thinking might sound abstract, but once you see the full picture, it's actually very simple and you'll start noticing it everywhere in Counter-Strike. If we look at how the Counter-Strike market usually evaluates things, there's a very clear pattern. Value is almost always tied to the visibility of an item. The items people talk about, streamers show on screen, teams that dominate headlines, the constant presence of those items makes them feel good and safe. But by the time something is widely accepted as good, most of its potential is already priced in. Expectations are high, attention is everywhere, and any positive outcome is already assumed. The opposite side of that is much quieter. And that's where the dark horse theory comes in. We want to look at the items nobody debates, or the teams nobody cares about. A good example for that is the 2024 Copenhagen Major stickers. The contender capsule contained 5 new teams that didn't have a sticker in the game before. It was the obvious choice for larger investments featuring Lin Vision and Koi Holo, and those 2 stickers got a very big hype at the beginning, what made people ignore the Challenger capsule that just contained 2 unique stickers. One consequence was that the contender capsule saw more investments than the Challenger capsule, and that asymmetric buying behavior benefited the Challenger capsule. The other consequence was that within the contender capsule people were focused on Koi and Lin Vision so hard that the other 3 at that time unique holo stickers were priced at around 20 cents each. Neither the Koi stickers nor the Lin Vision made a bad investment, but that exact fixation on those 2 made the ecstatic, Amcal and Legacy stickers, as well as the teams in the Challenger capsule, a way better investment. And this is what the dark horse looks like in practice. Let's say you have €8 on your Steam balance and it's the sticker sale of Copenhagen 2024. You can either buy 1 Koi holo, a respected and obvious choice, for that €8, or for the same amount of money you could buy 40 ecstatic holos that nobody really cared about. The Koi ends up doing roughly 3.7x, turning your €8 into about 30, but the ecstatic one goes around the 30x multiplier. Each sticker is going up to roughly €6. One scenario leaves you with a profit of €22, the other turns the same €8 into 240, and you can be sure the attention of the community is never spread equally. And this right here is where we need to be cautious about those overlooked gems hidden in plain sight. You want to buy the side characters, the ones that are not discussed on Reddit or show up in every Master Shiny video. It's very important to understand that it's not because those things are guaranteed to succeed, but because the market isn't prepared for them to succeed at all. When you hit the right item, you will have a way bigger profit margin as a result. This is where 2 advantages come in. Number 1, cheaper items open up the possibility to diversify your investment. As I showed in the example, instead of buying one single item, you can buy bigger amounts of cheaper items. Ideally, you spread the investments over multiple items to minimize your risk. If you would like to see a video of me explaining my diversifying strategies, you can leave a comment below, and when you're down there, you can also leave a like. It would be really much appreciated. The second advantage that going for cheaper investments gives you is that the multiplying rate of these items is way faster. You can see that in the gloves case, for example, which reached a multiplier of 1000x a few weeks ago. That wouldn't be possible if the item wouldn't be worth 3 cents at the beginning. And this pattern keeps repeating itself in Counter-Strike. Not because the community is unintelligent, but because it's human. We anchor our decisions to what we recognize. Familiar names, familiar skins, familiar teams. Unfamiliarity feels risky, so most people stay close to what they already know. And that behavior creates blind spots. Not every ignored item becomes a success, but every major outperformance starts with being ignored. One thing you will also notice is that the dark horses almost never emerge during stable periods. They appear during transitions, because when a part of the market changes, these opportunities I called blind spots are most hidden. Thus, they are most profitable. New versions of the game, meta changes, map rotations, or even roster shuffles can be amazing opportunities. During these phases, the market relies heavily on old assumptions. Assumptions that suddenly stop working. And while most people are busy adjusting their existing beliefs, we want to find those items that quietly start to benefit from the new environment. By the time the consensus catches up, so when people start figuring out what's going on, the asymmetry is mostly gone. So in conclusion, we have to think fast and be willing to take risks. The point of this way of thinking isn't to predict the safe next big winner, it's to change what you pay attention to. Instead of asking, what does everyone like right now, the more interesting question becomes, what is nobody considering right now? In the background you will see my storage units. I want to show them to you, because I basically followed my own advice here for the last 2 years. And the last time I showed you my inventory, it wasn't that big and I bought a lot of stuff, and mainly because I got like 2,000-3,000 of glitter stickers, which is basically the one thing I see on the market that is way underpriced. Like if you compare it, Stockholm 2021 holos are the same rarity category, you know, if that makes sense. It's purple, and the chances of getting a holo from those containers is the same as getting the glitter from, let's say, Copenhagen or something. Copenhagen is basically my favorite to invest in because I think these have the slickest stickers, but honestly you cannot go wrong with Shanghai. The glitter stickers, in my opinion, have a very good future because also if you look at Valve releasing skins that literally have glitter on them, like that one Glock from the, is it the graphics collection? I don't even know. This just hints to me that they are planning to go deeper with the glitters, and if that wasn't enough, they also discontinued the glitters on the last two majors. Like in the capsule you had the foil and the embroidered one, I cannot pronounce that, I don't know. Yeah, I cannot give you the advice. If I were you, I would take a look at glitter stickers, that's all I'm saying. Honestly, it's up to you what you do with that information, but you can listen to my opinion and then make your decisions as you like. I also see a chance to like look back at my older videos. First of all, that Chris Tyson video is so underappreciated. I could just re-upload it as the Epstein inventory, and as if that doesn't make clicks, like I would try it. If you see it on your For You page, it is what it is. Looking back at my anti-investments YouTubers video, I still think it's dumping content that is just unnecessary. You don't have to make a video about the market more than every like 2 or 3 weeks, even if something is changing. Most of his approaches are diplomatic anyways, and he won't really get into what he thinks the future holds. Even in those videos where he supposedly says what he's buying, I feel like he's just going for the easiest investments, like there's no spice in it. And that's basically the whole point of my video, is that you need to spice up your inventory. You cannot have cases and the most popular holos of the last major in your inventory. You have to dig deeper than that. Of course, a part of your inventory should be those items because everybody knows they're an investment, but is this the best investment? And that answer is no. Am I the best YouTuber? And that answer is yes. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Like and subscribe. See you. Bye.